Hello? I can see it. It looks like its tail. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, I got its tail. I got its tail. I got its tail. Oh. Oh.
You good, bro? Like,
unless you want to go missing.
there it is, right there.
Outdoor encounters often share a chilling commonality: the sudden shift from peaceful silence to a feeling of being hunted. We see this when a camper in Arizona is stalked by unexplained loud cracks in the darkness, and again when a YouTube crew discovers a mysterious arrow pointing deeper into a crime-ridden forest. These moments remind us that isolation is rarely empty. If the woods started mimicking your every sound, would you stay to investigate or disappear before sunrise? On March 23, 2025, YouTuber Owen from the channel Exploring with Owen releases a video documenting his exploration of 2 deteriorating barns concealed deep within a secluded forested area. What starts as a normal investigation quickly develops into an encounter far more intense than anything paranormal.
Today, I'm going to be exploring these 2 abandoned barns behind me. These aren't any ordinary barns either. So basically, these barns, first of all, are in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I'm literally in the middle of the woods. A person was snowshoeing around this area, and they heard screaming coming from over the hill. And they heard that it was coming from inside the barn, and there was 4 people tied up, and those 4 people were also on the missing list for this area. There was some sort of kidnapper involved in this whole thing, but anyways,
Owen travels into a remote location to film the abandoned barns. The buildings are located far from any populated areas, surrounded by thick woodland, creating a heavy sense of isolation and unease.
Also kind of just like wood, like not. What was that? Might have been something falling. That creeped me out. I'm leaving now. What was that? There was like a giant bang. That had to pick up on camera for sure. During my reconnaissance earlier, I did see a little like sliding door around the back.
This is private property, right?
No, I didn't.
Go!
I'm sorry.
Get the camera out of my face. It's private property. Oh my god. Last person you want on this property, they didn't make it back. I'm not gonna lie. So, dude, you need to get off now.
Hey, yo,
Go.
Stop screaming
Go.
at me, bro. Yo, what the heck? Yo, holy crap. Dude, holy crap.
Found you. Get out of the barn.
This guy's insane. I'm sorry, bro.
Get out of the barn.
Okay, I'm sorry. Holy crap. Just chill, bro. Just chill. I'm going. What's going on?
While moving through the site, an elderly man suddenly emerges and confronts Owen. His behavior is hostile. He asserts the land is private property and makes it clear Owen is not welcome, immediately changing the situation. Based on the man's actions, Owen understands that remaining could be dangerous and chooses to leave right away.
You good, bro? Like,
Unless you want to go missing.
dude, chill. Holy crap, dude. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break anything. Holy crap. Stop. Yo, bro, stop. Yo, this guy's insane. Bro, he had a pitchfork. What? Dude, this guy's crazy. I've never seen something like that before. You don't want to go missing like the others. Bro, my face is so cold I can't even talk. I'm so like numb. You think that was the kidnapper? I'm probably gonna blur his face just for privacy, but like, bro.
As he pulls back, the man makes a disturbing remark about people who have gone missing nearby, seemingly intended to intimidate him. Owen manages to leave the location and return home unharmed, but the encounter leaves a lasting and unsettling impression. When exploring isolated areas, it's important to expect unexpected situations and always prioritize personal safety. If you were suddenly confronted like this, what would you do to get away safely? The YouTube channel Exploring with Angelo is known for entering locations associated with unexplained activity. In this video, Angelo returns alongside his friend Frankie to a remote area known as the Red-Eye Demon Forest, a place that has never provided him with clear answers. The channel focuses on direct hands-on investigation rather than legends. Uploaded on January 4th, 2025, the night starts off calm. But before they can fully settle in, the forest responds as if it is aware of their presence.
Whoa. The hell? Okay, now it just sounded like something got thrown or... the hell was that? Hello? Okay.
At first, the disturbances don't feel immediately dangerous, but their familiarity creates unease. A loud, heavy sound is heard nearby, despite calm weather, and no visible signs of wildlife.
Was it that thing move?
I don't know.
Does that thing even move anymore?
I don't think so.
Weird. Alright, well, we're here. More or less, anyway. Alright, home sweet home. Our old fire pit is still here.
And untouched.
Yeah. Oh, it is moving. Look at that.
It is?
Yeah. I've never seen that move before.
Neither have I.
Cool. I mean, I didn't really think it was anything paranormal to begin with. It just kind of caught us off guard.
Angelo and Frankie decide to continue assuming another camper may be somewhere deeper in the woods. For a brief period, the forest falls silent. Still, comfort is short-lived in a place like this. Strange activity resumes, forcing them to remain alert as they prepare their camp.
So, one espresso coming up.
How is that?
I saw two red eyes just over there staring at me. That's why I literally freaked out. It was like just about to finish. So
Oh, okay.
But what the did I just see? Cozy. Well, at least this time we know we got lots of space in here, that's for sure. Just make sure I don't have anything super important out here.
Despite the tension, they attempt to stay calm and eventually retreat into their tent.
I think that's that fan thing again.
The squeaky noise, yeah, but not that other sound.
Why must you disrupt my comfort? I don't see nothing.
I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse.
I don't know. I'm gonna try and sleep.
This is how a caterpillar feels.
Yeah, I know.
Although the night passes without clear visual evidence, unusual sounds return just before morning.
Okay, that time it sounded like an animal, but the first time it sounded like an animal.
Yeah, we heard something and it... Okay.
Maybe... I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's like right over there.
No.
So we're packing up here, but... That doesn't sound right.
Doesn't.
No.
Almost sounds like it's in pain.
The noises carry through the trees, sounding strained or mimicked. Rather than wait for answers, they pack up quickly and leave before sunrise. The experience ends without explanation, leaving unanswered questions about what may have been nearby. Nighttime in the forest can become unsettling quickly, especially when sounds and movement are difficult to interpret. Some campers choose to leave early when things feel wrong, while others stay cautious and listen closely. If you were there overnight, how would you respond? In September 2010, a father and his sons attempted to deal with an unknown animal that had been burrowing holes across their backyard after it had already injured one of their dogs. Believing they could stop the destruction by capturing it themselves, the family made a choice that quickly proved to be dangerous.
We've got a pest problem in the backyard. It keeps digging up holes in the garden and in the lawn, but our dogs have gone after it. It bloodied up one of the dogs. The best thing I think we can do is catch it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a hose, flood it out, and see what happens.
Despite warnings to avoid interfering, the father reached into one of the freshly dug holes, convinced he had hold of the animal's tail. That belief was incorrect.
Went down in the hole here. Okay, Mikey, take the camera. I can see it in there.
Dad, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, Dad.
It can't be that bad. It's just a critter.
Dad.
Why bite you?
I can see it. It looks like its tail. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, I got its tail. I got its tail. I got its tail. Oh,
The animal attacked, biting him and causing a serious injury. The wound later required 12 stitches, highlighting the force behind the bite. The fact that the animal was able to harm a dog and leave a grown man needing 12 stitches shows it was far more powerful than expected. He was likely lucky there were no further complications, especially if the animal had been venomous. When faced with an unfamiliar creature like this, how should people really react? Work less, enjoy life. More is a YouTube channel created by Larry, an outdoor enthusiast who prefers slow, mindful time in nature, alongside his dogs Mason and Marty. On October 16th, 2024, he camps by himself in a secluded mountain forest south of Flagstaff, Arizona, setting up in a burn scar regeneration area and expecting a calm, uneventful night, unaware that silence would not last. After preparing dinner over the fire, Larry steps inside his camper to eat. Only moments later, a sudden loud crack cuts through the forest, sounding similar to either a gunshot or a large branch snapping under heavy force. The unexpected noise instantly shifts the mood.
There's been times where I'm out here, or not out here, but in the woods. You just hear something you can't explain. I don't know, it just gets your anxiety all worked up. Starting to get cold. I had to switch into my sweatshirt. Fire feels good though. I catch myself just sitting here listening. Part of me just wants it to be a cow or a coyote or something. Like I just want to see something that I could know that it was it. The dogs are fighting.
Larry goes back outside to check the area but finds nothing out of place. He returns to his meal, though the sound stays on his mind. Later, while sitting near the fire again, the noise repeats.
Hi.
This time, Mason and Marty react immediately, alert and focused on the surrounding darkness. Larry sweeps the tree line with his flashlight, but nothing becomes visible. Alone in the wide forest, with unexplained sounds and no clear source, the feeling of isolation intensifies. In remote wilderness areas, loud noises can have many explanations, but uncertainty can be deeply unsettling. Was this simply the forest responding on its own, or was something else nearby? What would you do if you were camping alone and heard this? On September 21st, 2021, a calm night takes place inside a parked van somewhere in British Columbia, Canada. The footage comes from the Cat Lady Van, a YouTube channel where Emmy records daily van life, preparing simple food, looking after her cat, and sharing honest thoughts from the road. What starts as a peaceful routine evening slowly shifts as Emmy remembers a past event that still stays with her.
What do you want, kitty? Been talking. Yes, I hear you. Oh, the joy of making your bed inside your van. Nothing better than spending half an hour just to end up removing everything and falling asleep. The joy of putting shit together when you live in a van. We're pretty much ready to go to bed right now. People ask me sometime in my life that I'm scared by myself living in a van. Did that happen sometimes that I heard a little noise outside and I'm just like, that happened too, that I decide to change place just before going to bed. I usually stay if you want and kind of listen the place and see that seems to be a good place and just move. So while I'm here, I just want to share one of my worst. In fact, that's funny because that was with my boyfriend at the time. Camping, if you want, for 2 weeks, and we're kind of like looking for a place to maybe. We decided to take is Astro van, which is a van kind of like low roof, like smaller. I think it's 4x8 the dimension in the back, and we were in the town, which is, and meant not huge but quite big. And we parked in the place that maybe wasn't the greatest. And his van was looking like really like pretty much a van that could have tools and work in this place. In the middle of the night, I heard a car, like probably, let's say, midnight. That was a dead road. So right away, especially when you're not used to live in a car and all that, and the car left. I fell back asleep.
The night feels ordinary inside the van until Emmy begins describing a past experience. She talks about a 2-week trip in an Astro van parked late one night in a quiet construction zone near Edmonton, Alberta. The area felt safe at first, empty, dark, and easy to remain unnoticed. But shortly after midnight, a car slowly drives into the dead-end road and then leaves, breaking the silence.
Maybe an hour after, the car came back with not the same vibe, and a fight started right behind our van. I was stressing. I was so worried that those guys would decide to break into our van. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. It was a really big fight. We could not understand what it was about. I was worried. I'm like, oh, did they have guns? Bad and severe the fight would go, and yeah, I was worried.
An hour later, the quiet never fully returns. Sounds resume outside, but with no visibility. Emmy and her partner remain silent inside the van, left with nothing to do but wait and listen.
They end up leaving, and that was the end of like the worst nightmare that I had in the van. That didn't stop me from living in a van, and since I'm by myself and I never had any problem at all, what I want to say and tell you with this story is you can live in an apartment and have your neighbor have a big fight. That was not something toward me, that was something outside. It was still scary. Even if I'm my boyfriend.
Eventually, the noise fades. No one comes near the van. The night ends without direct contact, but the fear remains. The most disturbing part wasn't violence itself, but the powerless waiting. This story shows how danger can appear anywhere without warning. If you were trapped inside, unable to see what was happening outside, would you stay silent or try to leave? The footage originates from Hawkman Appalachia Explorations, a YouTube channel recognized for immersive trips to historical sites associated with violence, conflict, and alleged hauntings. Uploaded on April 10th, 2021, the video follows Hawkman after finishing work as he drives into rural Tennessee. His objective is to reach 2 locations, Drummond's Bridge and Fort Anderson, with less than an hour of daylight remaining. As he heads toward these destinations, a sense of anticipation grows mixed with discomfort shaped by their troubled histories.
Drummond's Trestle. There's actually 2 locations on the internet. There's a place called Coal Creek. This place was a mining operations. There was an actual Coal Creek War. This was mainly between the miners and the Tennessee. The Tennessee had taken convicts and allowed them to do mining jobs. It was just a little bit, but then it started growing, and the miners didn't like that, so they sent the convicts back. We don't want them up here because they're taking our jobs. Tennessee government didn't like that, so he sent in the National Guard. Eventually tried to put down the uprising, and they established a fort up here, actually, Fort Anderson. In the midst of all this, Richard Drummond was a coal miner. He also was a veteran of the Navy, and he got in a skirmish with a National Guardsman and killed that National Guardsman. That National Guard unit, they hung him on this trestle bridge. No jury, no court, no nothing.
This is the real bridge here, the Drummond's Bridge. Haunted. It is kind of late. This is it. Had a lot of rain up here, a lot of flooding, and obviously we can see that. I think I hear a ghost. That's it right there. Don't see any ghosts walking across it. Supposedly, right between those two piers right there is where he was hung. It's kind of hard to see with the trees. There we are. Should I walk across it? Get stuck? Here comes a four-wheeler now. Walking across it. Somebody's shooting a gun. I better get out of here. A lot of dogs and hear a lot of gunfire, but I don't hear any ghosts or see any. There it is right there. There's the two piers where he was hung. Looks fairly kind of new in a way, but alright. Get out of here again before I get shot.
Hawkman's primary destination is Richard Drummond's Bridge near Riceville, a place connected to violent events from the past. As dust settles in the area feels remote and oppressive. While recording near the bridge, he stops after hearing a strange echoing noise break the silence. Shortly after, distant gunshots are heard, followed by dogs barking from the surrounding woods, sounds disturbing enough to suggest it was time to leave. Before darkness fully takes over, Hawkman travels on to Fort Anderson. Although little of the structure remains, the atmosphere feels tense.
Here I am, Fort Anderson. Not much of a fort here, but we'll check her out.
Why the miners fought. Coal Creek War. Convict lease system. Militia Hill. This was Anderson Fort. Strategically a pretty good place probably. But there are higher hills around here, so it's rumored they got shot at all the time. These are foxholes, what I call a foxhole. They had trenches down here to actually be protected by gunfire. It's got a bunch of signs up here everywhere. And of course they had a lot of cannons up here. That was. There's the view right there. I just hear somebody stopping at my vehicle. That's all there is to it. There she is. We're out of here.
As he walks around the perimeter, his unease increases when he senses someone may be near his vehicle. With night closing in and no clear explanation for the sounds, he decides to leave, carrying the lingering feeling that neither location was as empty as it appeared. The tension here doesn't come from direct evidence, but from uncertainty. Overlapping locations, unexplained noises and settings shaped by real historical violence. When history offers no clear answers, how do we distinguish between imagination, coincidence, and a warning that shouldn't be ignored? The footage was posted by an anonymous account, providing almost no context about who filmed it or the exact location. What is known is that it shows a group of friends wandering through a forest at night, equipped with flashlights and driven by curiosity. What starts as a casual nighttime outing soon shifts into something deeply unsettling. As the recording continues, unfamiliar sounds begin to carry through the trees, noises that don't seem to belong to the surrounding environment. Then a voice is heard calling for help, distant and filled with panic. Before the group can respond, additional screams erupt, growing louder and more chaotic, eventually turning into an unnatural, distorted wail that leaves them paralyzed with fear. Moments later, the footage ends without warning. With no follow-up and no explanation, viewers are left to decide what they heard. Was it an intentional setup, or did the camera capture something the group never anticipated encountering? Uploaded on March 17th, 2021, the video centers on CJ Faison, a creator whose YouTube channel is known for risky nighttime investigations using the Randonautica app. Along with his cameraman Dylan, CJ returns to a remote rural area already linked to unease. Despite its isolation, the location is associated with unusually high crime, making it a place where illegal activity can easily go unnoticed. That reputation alone creates tension before they even arrive. They return after viewers pointed out disturbing details from an earlier visit, a possible figure near a tree, and a laptop-style bag left untouched. During the drive back, CJ states the bag could not have appeared by chance. It had to be placed intentionally. With years of experience in rural environments, he is convinced the footsteps they heard before were not animals increasing his unease.
Can we talk for a second on a real note? What happens if we run into somebody? We need like a keyword or something. So this way, when we do run into somebody, we don't make it that obvious what we're about to do.
Yeah, I say this. We're going to say pineapple juice.
Pineapple
Yep,
juice.
it's the only thing I'm going to remember when I'm scared. If I say pineapple juice, it means we need to get the hell out of there. All right. Put my flashers on. Lock the door. We got to be forward thinking enough to understand that if someone does ride down the road and they see this car, we want them thinking that we're in a different trail system. That's why we're doing this, parking far away, gonna do a walk. I just think it's a little bit safer. We just, what the f was that, Dylan?
I thought that was you.
Negative, that was not me.
I swear I thought that was you.
Absolutely not me. So out of the corner of my eye, I got my flashers on. Oh, there's no car coming now. There was what looked, in my opinion, like someone ran behind the car and they just kind of, I don't even know, like a psycho laugh. I have no idea. Holy shit.
To prepare, CJ and Dylan agree on a code phrase meant to signal immediate danger. They park well away from the trailhead to avoid being followed and cautiously enter the woods. Almost immediately, unusual sounds disrupt the silence. Their vehicle's hazard lights suddenly activate, and CJ believes he sees someone running behind it, followed by a disturbing laugh. A passing SUV strengthens the sense that they are being watched.
See that? That's both sides, bro. Bro, that is gone. I swear to you, that's gone. There's no bag around that thing. When I set it back down on the ground, where did I put it? Was it? That's what I thought. Look at that. What the hell, bro? Look, it's shot. There's literally, like, it might only be BB gun shots. Oh, where the f would that thing have gone? It's like, that's not gonna just grow legs and walk the f away. There's a mother arrow. There is a mother arrow. Look at that. Bro, what the f was that? I think we were meant to see this the other night, but we never went this far. There is a arrow in a trail that says to go that way. I have no idea. Bro, somebody's got a dog in the distance somewhere. Jeez. Okay, why the hell are there so many dogs all of a sudden? I have no idea. This doesn't make any sense. Holy shit. Look at this. Whoa. There's tree limbs and shit down everywhere, but it's the woods. Oh, it's a bunch of tires. Dude, there's bottles everywhere. Look at that. Look at those green ones, dude. Oh, bro, there is a shoe. Look at this. That is someone's shoe, bro. It's something moving. Huh? Tell me that don't sound like somebody. Hello? Why? Well, if it's an animal, hopefully it'll start running, right? What would you tell us? Someone's gonna love that. Bro, there's no way there's anybody in these woods this time. See, it's like an animal. And then there's a car. Oh. Just wait for that car to pass by and I'm gonna turn back on this light. I think we're off the trail enough. They're stopping near the car. They're stopping near the car. Turn your light off, turn your light off. Turn your light off. What is that? What the bro? I told you there's someone up there. See that light? Do you see that light? I don't think the camera's picking it up. Shit. There's a car, there's a car. Stay right here. Don't stop, don't move. There's a car. That was close. That was way too close. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and turn around slowly. And watch. Oh, sir? We're literally leaving right now, okay? We're not trying to trespass. If we're trespassing, I do apologize. We're going to turn around right now and start walking away.
At the site, the bag is gone. Instead, they find scattered trash, a worn shoe, and an arrow embedded in a tree pointing deeper into the forest. Dogs bark nearby. Sounds of movement draw closer. When another vehicle slows near their parked car, the threat feels real. An unseen presence ultimately forces them to retreat, apologizing aloud as they flee. Even after leaving, the sensation of being watched doesn't fade. Nothing in the footage confirms anything paranormal. The danger appears human unseen individuals, vehicles, and signs of activity in a place that should be empty. When exploration crosses into occupied territory, how can you know when curiosity has already gone too far? The footage comes from the YouTube channel Geechee Uncharted, uploaded on November 12th, 2024, where the creator records direct, unpolished explorations of abandoned and often hazardous locations. The channel centers on places where history and uncertainty collide, frequently entering areas most people deliberately avoid, until this journey shows how quickly uncertainty can become genuine danger.
I'm going to trespass on private property. My purpose here is that I'm going to find a lost World War II bunker. This road is definitely being used. Up there is where the bunker is. It's looking like the trenches of the Great War. Wasteland. Yeah, that's close. Fuck, someone's coming. Holy shit. It's him. That was fucking close. Okay, that's him. He's coming back. That's not his truck. Oh, but that's a truck. That was two other workers.
The goal was straightforward, but risky: locate a missing World War II bunker concealed deep in the wilderness, despite the property being privately owned. Carrying only a camera and limited equipment, the creator continued forward, fully aware of the risks involved. A well-traveled logging road suggested other people were nearby, increasing the sense of tension. That tension escalated when a vehicle suddenly appeared on the road, drove past, and then seemed to turn back.
Okay, I have to climb up this shit. We have to get up this hill. I have to crawl. This ground looks really unstable. This was the worst way to do this. Where's my sheath? This sheath for my spear? If I fell on this, I'd die, man. Oh! Yeah. I don't know where my sheath is. Okay. Dude, these brambles are overgrowing these rocks. I don't know if I can get up this. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh no. This might get precarious. I don't have a choice. I have to keep going. Dude. No. No. Hold on. My shoulder cramped hard. That almost killed me, dude. I don't remember which way, but I'm bleeding. I think I came through there, but it's a cliff. So there's gotta be a way around this cliff. I can get out. The road's right up there. Okay, never mind. You probably just bore witness to my worst idea ever. I would have gone there faster by taking the road, and I wouldn't have nearly died. I'm not gonna be able to find this bunker with just my phone as a flashlight, man. I gotta turn back.
Realizing he might have been noticed, the creator quickly concealed himself, unsure whether whoever was nearby would return. The terrain soon became unstable, forcing him to crawl up a steep slope. A near-fatal slip left him injured and shaken. With daylight fading and no safe way forward, he abandoned the attempt. The bunker was never located, but the warning was unmistakable. The danger in this encounter wasn't mysterious, it was situational. Trespassing unstable ground and the presence of other people combined into a nearly fatal outcome. So the question remains, how often do explorers confuse curiosity with control until the environment proves otherwise?
That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.